If you're into health and wellness, you've probably heard of internet personality, YouTuber, and certified family physician Mikhail Vershavsky, otherwise known online as Dr. Mike. His name went viral in 2015 when he was named Sexiest Doctor Alive by BuzzFeed and People magazine. To give you a little context on his life, he spent most of it growing up in NYC, and when he was able to finally capitalize on his fame and fortune, he bought an estate property just outside of the city. So today I'm going to review his property tour, giving you my 2 cents on what's hot, what's not. So with that said, let's jump right in.
It's official. I've moved out of New York City and got a brand new house.
Wow, look at all that land. That's awesome.
I'm going to show you the outside of the house as well as some of the coolest features inside the house. But more importantly, I'm going to share some of my biggest plans for this house.
Let's go.
Welcome to Bear's Estate. Come on in.
He looks like a bear.
Have put a lot of work into this place. No interior designers. This is this loser's guy's taste. So if you don't like it, you actually don't like my stuff.
This can go either way.
This is the official foyer? I don't know how to call it. I like calling it the entryway. And right away, I wanted it to be known that when you come to this beautiful nature, the city is a blur. So we have a place to take off your shoes, beautiful plant. I become a plant dad, not just a dog dad.
I'm going to stop it right there before he moves into the next room. What I like is a double height coffered ceiling. It's timeless. The 2-tier wagon wheel chandelier adds character. I see curved archways which bring a warm and inviting feel. Now what I don't like are the floors. Unfortunately, that style is a little bit dated in my opinion. What I would do is update the tiles to something a little bit more modern, elevate the space. I also don't like the gray paint. I'm getting very dark and gloomy vibes here, especially since the staircase is also dark. So what I would do is paint the entire area white. This would bounce light around. I would get that bright, open and airy feel. Now, I do love that there's a curved sofa there. It's practical. The Hermes blanket is a nice touch. The credenza is nice and fitting of the space, but I don't like the painting. It doesn't fit in my opinion. It's better suited for an office perhaps. I would replace it with a mirror. It would reflect light. Again, it would open up the foyer. And that shoe rack under the credenza, not a good look in my opinion. I would probably hide this in the mudroom.
This is a filming room. We like to use it as the filming room when I tell personal stories,
you can barely see the fireplace.
Or we need a little bit more room on a couch. The cool detail I like to show everyone in this room is this ladder.
Okay, that is a nice touch.
Pretty cool. I've always wanted a house with a ladder. And there's a lot of knickknacks, things that you have sent over the years, as well as some ancient medical books. And you'll also see I have a new hobby, building model cars, building Galileo's temple, sound panels on the walls to decrease echo. This is pretty cool. My friend sent me this after my first boxing match with iDubbbz. It's actually really accurate. And wait, I'm pressing and nothing's happening. The battery's dead.
Okay, I like the library feel of the room. You've got the original patina preserved with that rolling ladder that adds character. I love old school hard copy books, and the way he's mixed it with that personal memorabilia really creates that cohesive wall feature, which is also nice for a filming background. What I don't like is the sound paneling. I believe that there's probably better soundproofing solutions out there that don't take away from that library feel of the room, but can also function in terms of the soundproofing job that he's looking for. And the couch that backs onto the fireplace, why? You cannot see it. You cannot even use it. I would definitely move that dark gray sectional out of there that's covering it, replace it with singular sofas, perhaps a coffee table in the middle. You can have a fire going. You can use the room when not filming, but if you're filming, it's great. Visually, it's going to create like a beautiful background just as much. And then in terms of the color of the room, it's got a very dark and gloomy feel. I want a more dark and moody vibe. That's what a library should feel like. You want to walk in, you want to somewhat feel like you're escaping the rest of the home. So to me, I believe you can really create a nice library room feel that can also double and function as a filming room without it being one or the other.
The dining room. When we have group dinners, when we have office meetings, everyone comes and sits and eats here. Not as often as we'd like, but we do gather in here from time to time. We have a yucca. This one
interesting plant choice.
Clearly. The things with yucca that you need to remember, that they don't need a lot of water. You can overwater them, and I may have done that to this one. This top level here is actually also acoustic foam paneling.
He could have used that in the library.
The entryway, because you gotta have that all together. Now,
I like that the dining room walls blend old and new. You've got wainscoting on the bottom, foam wood paneling on the top. It's a pretty combo. What I'm not a fan of is the color of the wall paneling. I would go with something a little bit more warm wood toned as opposed to the gray. I like that the light fixture has the same design elements as the foyer. This always creates continuity. You've got lots of windows in the room, so lots of natural light. The only thing I would add to the windows would be perhaps some sheer drapery to add a bit of softness to the room. It'll also create a nice contrast with the dark walls and table. Now, in terms of things I would change, I'd probably remove that fruit bowl and replace it with something that complements the neutral color palette of the room. So a different centerpiece, like perhaps a white orchid. I would remove the leaning mirror that's up against the wall and mount it above the hutch. And I would probably bring in some more greenery, some more plants with more stature. What he's got there is okay, but something a bit more lively.
Now come on in. I'm going to show you the first bedroom of the house. This is for when Pam sleeps over, when we're filming. Pam has a very big room. I made it very abstract. So she got abstract lamps, abstract art, abstract light fixture.
I like Pam's room. I like the art, the bed, it's got clean lines, it's clutter-free, it's simple. It basically serves as the perfect guest room. What I don't like is obviously the gray. I'm not a fan of the walls. They're a little bit too dark. So I would probably change this to something a bit lighter, a bit softer in color.
I'll show you the mudroom and the pantry, which actually is not aptly named. It says pantry, really nice, nothing to do with
Okay, that would fool a lot of people.
Inside. Just kind of like my hardware closet. This is the mudroom. A lot of Bear's gear is in here. So
pretty
his pet
standard.
shampoo, his toys
Practical
are in here,
space.
his brushes. Right, Bear? Catch. This is the garage. It's unfinished because I'm building my gym. Video coming soon.
No. I don't think I want to see that video, because why would you want to transform your garage into a gym? This is an estate. You've got plenty of space to build a gym out elsewhere. I would transform this garage into something functional, something well organized with flooring, lighting, high quality solutions. Make it an integral part of the home. Don't transform it into a gym. Please don't do that.
All right, next up we have the place where we all eat. The kitchen, simple. I love simplicity. I love the cleanliness. I love the contrast off the floor.
I love
Amazing
simple
stove.
too, but
Wish
I have some
use
comments
it more
to make
often,
about this
and I will
space.
for upcoming videos. Different ways to prepare food that I'm learning how to use. I feel like looking into my fridge is really personal, but it's probably valuable. A lot of hydration beverages. So we have some iced tea, some sparkling water. I'll actually have one right now.
Does he even use
Not
the
that
kitchen?
Much actual food in there. Also, one of the cool gifts that I got from Legal Eagle not too long ago when we played tennis together, it literally removes the top of it so you can drink it. Sparkling water like out of a glass. High five on no sharp edges.
I can tell it's aged. I can tell this kitchen needs a little bit of work, but the good news is little changes make a big difference. So rather than redo the entire kitchen, what I would do is knock out those two wall columns that sit in front of the sink and fully open it up into the living room. I would reface the cabinetry. I would switch out the hardware and plumbing fixtures and opt for a more brushed look. I would also replace that stone countertop with something a little bit more classic and timeless. A marble like a Arabescata Corkia or a Calcutta. Something with a distinctive color and veining to give character, to not make the kitchen look like such a white canvas. I would also add some under cabinet lighting perhaps, and I would definitely swap out those bar stools. Quite a big room.
The living room. I really love it because the ceilings are enormous. I saw this and I was like, that looks like a jet engine, but it's a lamp. I'm gonna get it. A really tall fig plant, a really tall lamp, a big TV, big couch for Bear to sit on and everyone else while we're brainstorming
Bear
ideas.
is one lucky
Obviously,
dog.
there's a burger for Bear, but then also a fireplace.
Where?
I don't know where the
I
remote
don't see
is,
it.
but that's the fireplace.
Oh my.
This is more room than I ever had in my life. Childhood home was welfare housing in Brooklyn. Then we were lucky enough to get a slightly bigger home in Staten Island. That's where I lived during high school and part of residency with my dad. Now I have this monster home. Let's go upstairs and see the rest of it.
Look, I appreciate Dr. Mike's humble beginnings. He's worked really hard to get to where he is today, and it shows. Look at the house that he has. This great room is great, but I still have my commentary to make, and we'll start off with all the positives. The room is big, it's spacious. You've got that double height coffered ceiling, which is awesome. Lots of windows, so lots of natural light, but for some reason, it still feels a little bit dark and gloomy. So first things first, those walls are too dark. The sound paneling looks a little bit ugly. I can barely see the fireplace. The couch is also the same color as the walls, so there's no contrast. Everything kind of just blends together. So what I would do is paint all the walls white, get that bright and airy feel. I would also create a little bit of contrast with the fireplace around. I would also bring in some furniture pieces to add that pop of color, again, to bring some contrast into this great room. And then of course, fabrics. Fabrics are so important. They create that warm and inviting room. You can use textures and layers, add some drapery, perhaps some rugs, some cushions. It's these little things that make a big impact. Oh, I'm not sure about that paint color.
We have a large bed. Curtains were a disaster. I had no idea how complicated it is to do curtains, but I found out that the higher you put them, the more elegant your windows look. So you get really long curtains. They actually need to touch the floor. Some people don't, but apparently that's stylish. I don't know. You have my watches, this really cool little plant. I don't know the type of plant that is. I need to look that up.
All right, the master is spacious, it's functional given the positions of the windows. The tray ceiling is nice, which adds depth and a bit of visual interest, but it just feels dark. The bed, the shade color of the lamp, the drapery, the walls, they're all the same color, and I can't tell them apart. I can also see elements of blue and gray in the rug. It doesn't really fit. And that night table doesn't seem to be the same height as the mattress. So I'd keep the wall paneling and paint the rest of the room white. I'd replace the bed with a light headboard to create a bit of contrast. I'd replace the rug with something of a lighter tone. I'd also elevate the room with luxury bedding, something with textured fabrics, cushions, and so forth. I'd also add sheer drapery to soften the feel of the room with the blackout blinds that are currently already there. And last but definitely not least, remove that TV wall unit, mount the TV with a custom built-in around it.
You've seen the bathroom routine before, so you know what this room's all about. We have a giant tub that besides clipping my toenails in or washing
we don't need to know where you clip your toenails.
Big shower, toilet area, I guess. And this closet is really cool. We have suits galore in here. This is also where I keep my merch.
Interesting
really cool
placement of merch.
That go a long way, like selecting ties. And drawers. I'm a closet guy, sorry. And this, I don't think it quite matches the aesthetic of the house, but I couldn't not get this in the store. This was $9.99 on sale at one of those discount stores, and I was like, how do I not get this? This looks like my tub. This looks like my bear.
Oh, that's too cute. Okay, finally, a space in the house that is in complete contrast with the rest of the home. It's bright, it's white, it's airy. I love the neutral color palette. The water closet is also separated by a door for privacy. It's just missing some window treatment and pops of color, but you can fix that with a couple plants, perhaps some accent pieces for depth and character, and some artwork with color in it. As for the walk-in closet, it's organized, it's got glass with accent lighting, which is nice, but the only thing I don't like so much is the ambient lighting. It's a little bit too warm and a little bit too yellow. So if you're getting ready in a space, you want to make sure it's well lit so it reflects the true color of the clothes. So all in all, that is the primary suite. Let's keep on going.
Move on over to our workspace. Most people would make this area a chill space, but for us, this is our chill workspace. So Sam and Dan sit here doing some edits, showing me cuts. I gotta show you.
Good use of a nook on the second floor.
But look at this. Oh. When you're editing or you need a little computer area, how clutch is that? I thought that's really awesome.
Like I said, good use of space, but that's about it. A workspace needs to be comfortable, it needs to be functional, it needs to be bright, well lit, it needs to have flow. And The space that I'm looking at right now doesn't have any of that. It's got a mishmash of furniture pieces that are bulky. It's missing flow. It's missing sufficient lighting. I can only imagine spending a couple hours here doing some work would make me feel a little bit cooped up. So a little changes would go a long way.
You have a very feng shui room. Some of my art from New York City has made its way here. Something that you used to see in that previous apartment. My shelves, Teofimo signed that. Cambosa signed that one.
I like this guest bedroom.
Really cool things that I've collected through my travels.
Ooh, I like this one too.
Hampton-esque room. You see the bed is cream, the carpet is cream, and you have a mirror here, a console, some decorative pieces, and a little je ne sais quoi. Look at this. Curtains, gray. Lamps, gray. Bed, gray. Bed, cream. Floor, cream. What's up?
I love these two guest bedrooms. You've got one that's bright and airy and modern. It's got clean lines and pieces, nice drapery and accent walls. The contrast really works compared to, unfortunately, the master. Now, the foosball table that I saw doesn't really belong in the bedroom, and I feel like it probably isn't there because it was in one shot, but then not in the other. So maybe it was just a moment in the room. As for the second bedroom, I agree. It's very Hampton-esque. I love that coral peach wall. It's very vibrant, but without being overwhelming. And then the furniture pieces work really well together, even with the gray. So there's flow. This is the perfect example where you can use bright colors and still have that bright, inviting, warm room, unlike the master.
The room in the house where we do the most work. The studio, where we film and make all the YouTube videos that you see every single day. We have Harry here.
I like this room.
Best friend. We have the logo that you see in the backdrop, the plant that attacks me all the time, some bones. Oh, the 10 million subscriber plaque.
Very
Check that
cool.
out. Actually, in the back it says, congrats on passing 10 million subs. It's also really heavy. We have some Frontline Hero bobbleheads, all the awards we've won. My little fake tennis trophy when I won something. Cool stuff that you've sent me. All the mugs that you've sent, really cool stuff. Here we have all the lights, the cameras, the microphones, my computer. I have my awesome chair here from Secret Lab. And this is where I spend a lot of time. Not only while on camera, obviously, but also when writing scripts, researching videos. That adds up to a lot of time seated in front of my desk, which can have some pretty serious impacts on your health.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right there because the next little bit is all about this chair, and I'm all for Dr. Mike putting in his little product placements and advertising what's good for you as the viewer. But for now, let's go back to his studio office. It's awesome. It's dark, but it's his background in the video. But at the same time, it's functional, it's comfortable, it's well lit. Everything serves a purpose, which begs the question, Dr. Mike, why don't you do this to the workspace outside of this studio? Practice what you preach. Bear looks like he's really enjoying this outdoor space. I mean, I would be enjoying the outdoor space too.
The outdoors here is probably the most special part of the home. This tree is officially my baby. This is a Japanese red maple tree. This thing was expensive because it's at the forefront of the house. We also, for the fall here with my buddy Angelo, planted some mums to get some color going, but unfortunately they're taking their time to bloom. The beauty of getting out of the city is that you get a lot more room, and a lot more room for activities. My goal here is to take this giant space here and potentially create a tennis court and or basketball court, or maybe like a combo of both. That's a dream, but I think it might just become a reality.
On the front of the property?
Notice that there's a steep incline here. What do boxers do? They like to do hill sprints. Let me show you one of my favorite HIIT workouts.
All right, this would be pretty cool to incorporate into your day-to-day fitness activities. What a gorgeous property. gonna stop it right there because I loved everything I saw. It's all about that curb appeal. Everything is manicured. The Japanese maple tree adds such a nice vibrant color. You've got nice stone accents, armor stone, the flagstone in the circular driveway. I would probably add some lighting on that steep inclination that leads up to the motor court, and perhaps some landscape lighting to really light up the grounds and light up those trees at night.
All right, let's take a look at the backyard.
Oh, that's awesome.
First things first, when you come outside, you gotta have a place to eat, brainstorm with the team.
You definitely do.
That's what this handy table's for. The material is waterproof, rust proof. You got waterproof even fabrics here, so I can leave it outside when it rains. You have the pergola for added night effects. And then you gotta have a hangout area where you can just spitball some ideas, talk about life, and you do it near the fireplace, which is really beautiful
by that
at
fireplace
night.
every night.
I've never really had outdoor space like this, but to be able to have a cup of coffee and come out here early in the morning and get light first thing on you is incredibly healthy. We talked about how the photoreceptors
I would be in this outdoor space, whether I'm working or not, all the time.
To set your circadian rhythm when you get exposed to light early in the morning, which means that you're not only going to feel more awake, but you're going to have an easier time falling asleep when it gets dark at night. This is, you know, a summer cooking video is coming when you see one of these.
Oh, Dr. Mike, you need something a little bit more elaborate than a little barbecue for a cooking video.
All I did was throw a hammock in there. So if anyone has brainstorm ideas, I'm all for it.
Let me think of that.
I've officially fallen in love with landscaping and gardening. I started buying all sorts of different shrubs, bushes, and trees. This is my holly. Don't eat these berries. They're poisonous. I've taught Bear not to eat them. Hope he doesn't. And obviously, this is my sauna. There is going to be a full sauna video because we have to talk about the health benefits of saunas.
I like it. I love this outdoor space. It's very Hampton-esque with the white cushions and the white furniture. It's got beautiful landscape with the beautiful hydrangeas everywhere. The only thing it's really missing with the deck and the outdoor lounging space with the fireplace is an elaborate outdoor kitchen. You want something a little bit more than just a little barbecue to complete the space. Other than that, you've got the sauna. That's great, but the placement of it is not that practical in the winter. All in all, I'm liking what I'm seeing, so let's keep going.
All right, I've never been one who's too fond of having a pool, but now that I have one, I gotta say, it's pretty awesome.
It is awesome.
I love being able to come out here and take a dip. You know who also enjoys taking a dip? This guy. This is a saltwater pool. It has a little bit of chlorine, but
these two are living their best life. I would be in this pool every day.
Chlorine is not great for your lungs. There's even been some initial research, nothing proven, showing that chlorinated pools and heavy exposure to chlorinated pools can trigger asthma in young folks. So I much prefer salt. Now the Newfoundland is actually a legit water animal, and he likes to swim. He has webbed paws. Show your skills, Newfoundland. Come on. Come on, show your skills. Come here.
Ah, there he is. There he is. There he is.
The simple pleasures of life.
He also likes to eat the water a little bit when he swims. And you also have to really be careful because he can scratch you completely by accident. Every time he thinks I'm drowning. I'm not drowning.
All right, this is truly the full package. It's the pool, it's the hot tub, it's the umbrellas with the day beds, your Muskoka chairs, the outdoor fire table. Everything I'm seeing is amazing. Even the stone lining for the pool gives off that nice turquoise color. It gives it a very Hampton-esque Baja feel. And the best part is the fact that this is strategically placed at the highest point of the property. So not only do you have privacy, but you have awesome views of the surroundings. So love, love, love this outdoor space. And that's pretty much the Dr. Mike property tour review. So as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, follow me on socials, and check out my Amazon store for must-have household items. And on that note, I'll see you in the next one.